I want to take you on to another story. I don't know how many of you would have read about or heard about. So meanwhile, I'll also talk about, yeah, Jazz has said absolutely no rental agreement in his name, still paying 12 lakh rent for such a huge place. And also the fact that Jazz, he's, the kind of, the way he talks like he's the boss of the country and he thinks that people are listening. So, it is this, what do you call this, absolutely obscene manner of speaking that makes both him and Dipke so, repulsive. And, the name cockroach is very, very well suited to them. Now, moving on to this lady, friends. Now, we're talking about the recognition of IPS officer Nupur Prasad. You'll be shocked to notice that this lady has got the President's Medal for meritorious service. And this has sparked a considerable public debate and pushback from various groups who argue that her team's handling of high profile cases did not warrant such an honor. You remember, friends, when she came almost sailing in through the airport, everybody thought that this lady is going to do a lot of digging in and finding out the truth about how Sushant Singh had died. But after so many years of waiting, 6 years after Sushant Singh Rajput died, during these 6 years, all of us have been fighting for justice for him and Disha Salian and many others who died during the process. But there was no response from this lady who has been given this meritorious award, from none other than the president and the people who were, allegedly involved. So we are talking about everybody from, the fingers were pointed at Priya Chakravarti was the accused number one, Suraj Pancholi, you were talking about Aditya Thackeray, Dino Moria, Paramveer Singh, who was with Waze, investigating this case. And now Arnab has also exposed Paramveer Singh's and Waze's, they were doing things on their own, according to the Maharashtra Home Minister, ex-Maharashtra Home Minister. And they said that, Paramveer Singh was just on his own trip and he was doing things according to his wish. Now, in the midst of all this, where is Imtiaz Khatri? I'm talking about this man. Now, the one in the blue shirt, where has he gone? No idea about him as well. Now, you remember, the protest is now coming from critics, including legal advocacy groups like the Gen Z Lawyers Associations have also formally approached the Union Ministry of Home Affairs to seek a review or revocation of this medal that this lady has got. Their primary grievance stems from prolonged nature and eventual closure of the high-profile investigation into the 2020 death of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, arguments against the award, directors and supporters of the late, actor Sushant Singh Rajput argue that because the multi-year CBI probe concluded with a closure report finding no evidence, so they just gave a clean chit to people like Priya Chakravarti, and everybody was, roaming free. Her brother, everybody was roaming free, with the closure report finding no evidence of foul play or criminal conspiracy. So, how the hell did Sushant Singh Rajput die then? The outcome did not deliver criminal accountability or satisfy public demands for justice. Consequently, critics contend that awarding a prestigious service medal to the lead investigator rewards an inconclusive result. So what the hell happened in this case? So it is a very deeply sensitive national case of a superstar. I call him a superstar because none of these khans can even match to come anywhere near Sushant Singh Rajput and his performance. Now, in contrast, official award citations and institutional backers defend the honor by pointing to her, Nupur's broader administrative track record. They highlight her long-term service across the Delhi police, her handling of complex economic and financial investigations in the Economic Offences Wing, and her foundational administrative work as the first Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP for Shahadara. From this perspective, the medal evaluates an officer's overall career trajectory, is what they say. Now, I don't care a damn about what she did before. Okay, we want to know why she never came to a proper conclusion in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. You remember, The intense public anger centers heavily around how the investigation treated the primary individuals originally named by the late actor's family in their initial FIR, such as Riya Chakravarti and the others. When the case was transferred to the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, following complaints from the family, individuals including Riya Chakravarti, her family members, and associates were formally named under severe allegations ranging from abetment of suicide and criminal conspiracy to financial misappropriation and wrongful confinement. And you remember even using his money. Now, when you look at the closure report, there's a huge backlash. Critics and supporters are pointing out that despite initial high profile interrogations, including hours of questioning led directly by the investigating team, the multi year probe ultimately concluded with the closure reports finding no prosecutable evidence of foul play or criminal conspiracy, effectively clearing those initially accused and leaving supporters feeling that accountability was entirely bypassed. Don't forget, during this time, Sushant Singh's sisters did a U-turn. They just left the fans and his well-wishers high and dry, and they had nothing to do except one of the sisters was busy pushing, a book that she had written, and in which she had perhaps included this as well. They were not interested in any justice, And then you look at what happened to all the other people who were set free. And you look at, Nitish Rani and, the father, what did they do? They said that they have ample proof, which they will show at the courts. When the courts asked them, they did not appear. So who do you blame? Do you blame the politicians? Do you blame a woman like Nupur, who is getting the highest medal award for doing nothing in the SSR case? It was like a firecracker that just fizzled out. There was nothing to it. After all the proof came out, this lady is saying that all these people are, not, they can't be a part of the, crime or whatever happened to Sushant, and how he died. Now, this outcome is precisely why awards and service, recognitions given to the lead officers draw such a fierce pushback. Because let me tell you, I'll tell you another case. Another lady who has got another award in the dance category. This lady also is busy copying and taking things from others. And because these people know connections, they have influences, they get the highest award. And the government doesn't care a damn. For millions who followed the case and believed there was a deliberate cover-up or unpunished criminal involvement, honoring the chief investigators feels fundamentally unjust, given that the inquiry ended without holding anyone legally responsible. So have they done their duty to Sushant Singh Rajput and his father? No, they haven't. And it's very sad because, this is not I'm telling you, this is not the only award. There are many people who are getting awards purely based on, influence, and the fact that the government, the departments don't even check whether whatever, these people are boasting about is not genuine. So this lady, I don't know how she deserves it and how she can even show her face. Initially when the case was being done, they even said that she had contact with her husband, was friends with Salman Khan. So a lot of the people said that this lady is not going to do anything. And that's precisely what happened with CBI. They didn't do anything. They just sat on whatever, and kept giving, feeble, excuses. The only person who really acted at that time was Samir Wankani, who was the bureau chief at that time of the, Narcotics Bureau. And for that, he was transferred and thrown about by none other than people like, the minister at that time, who was under Uddhav Thackeray. So what kind of justice can we expect in this? Absolutely nothing is what I'll say. All these people are having a gala time. They're having, enjoying parties and doing whatnot. What happened to Paramveer Singh after what Arnab had exposed? Did anybody question Paramveer Singh? Did the Fadnavis government even take the trouble to even question him? When a ex-minister is saying all this? So they are not bothered. See, They just want to make money, and the moment their job is done, they'll go. They'll have about a house in every city. Politicians don't care a damn. At least in Sushant Singh Rajput's case, in the case of Disha Salyan and many others. The Ranis had promised that they had proof and they would come and they would expose, and that Aditya Thackeray would be in jail very soon. What happened? Nothing happened. So all this makes us very disillusioned, and I think this award that has been given to Nupur should be taken back because she has not done a damn. Agree with you totally, Sushant Singh Rajput, the one and only superstar. So this does make people see. If you have been following this channel for the last 6 years, you'll see that we have been relentlessly questioning the authorities more than even the family. And what has happened? Nothing has happened. Riya Chakraborty has her own fashion brand, and she keeps saying that she has been ostracized. She suffered all her life. She and her brother and all that. Does she have no hand in this? Is that what she's trying to say? Because Nupur the Great has given her, total freedom and said that she's not involved in it. When there was so much ample proof to prove otherwise. All the WhatsApp chats. What happened to all that? So all these things make me as a journalist very, very upset, because I'm also hearing of other awards being given to some dancers who don't deserve it, a bit. But these dancers have a political, backing. And I will not say this party or that party, they're all the same. Okay. If you have clout, they will push you and you will get the award. Only now what is happening is, some awards like Padma Shri and all are done, purely on people who deserve it. But otherwise, the other awards are all, I would say, totally rigged. And Nupur, I hope that her, award will, she'll have to return the award for doing nothing, zero, in the SSR case. Can she look at the mirror and say that she did something in the SSR case? Did she give justice to SSR and Disha Salyan? And why, when the father was saying that Disha Salyan did not die of suicide, why the courts are not, finding out what happened? So all this is, it makes you so disillusioned with the Indian system. Unless our system changes, unless our politicians become less greedy, these things are not going to change. On this note, we'll see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.